Hello, adventurer tubers, and welcome back to Free New Phlan! With me, BlueAnkylo, playing Pool of Radiance, of course. The new Phlan City Council is leading the fight to free their captive city. Heroes are retaking city block by city block from the evil hordes. Riches and fame! The council is looking for soldiers and rogues, mages and clerics, heroes of all kind to come to New Phlan. The wealth and land of an ancient city await those willing to reach out and take it. Glory! Legend will be written about the heroic struggles to free New Phlan. Ships to New Phlan depart twice monthly. When you arrive, see the New Phlan City Council for the latest news and information. Make your fortune in New Phlan. Alright, folks. So, the truth is, I've made my party, and we're getting ready to go here. So, before we get too far into this, I want to show you my 6 characters from the name suggestions in the comment section of our the video I put out a couple weeks ago, or however long it's been. So, my party distribution is still mainly human, I decided. We can view some people here. So, we've got Alucard, who is our half-elf. He's not necessarily the leader, he's just the top of the list for now. He is our half-elf fighter mage thief. I have to have at least one thief for my own reasoning. I don't even know if you need one for this game, but that's Alucard. He's we've only got a couple triple class characters, and they're not going to get as much overall levels as the other guys, but I figure it's fair to have a couple. One thing to note, the max level... Okay, sorry, let me look this up. I wrote it down. I did write it down before we started, and then I forgot to have the page ready. If we plan to bring these characters through all 4 games of the Pool of Radiance series, you can expect to get approximately 8.5 million experience points, which is enough to get to a very high level. I didn't write down the specifics. But you stop getting like spells and stuff at a certain point. And if I remember correctly, it's like level 18 or so is as high as you need to get. And I think 8.5 million experience was somewhere around level 35, give or take, for a single class character. Now, if you split it up across 3 classes like this, a fighter, mage, thief, they'll have approximately just under 3 million experience per class, which gets them just under level 18. So our mages in this set will not quite get to their maximum spells, similarly with clerics. But they're much more balanced. So I'm bringing a couple of these, and as I mentioned on the previous video, the game has some racial level limitations. I could show you them, but I've already done it before. But the half-elf, no, it can't max out a fighter or a magic user. I believe thieves always level up forever, but I'll be using the gold box companion to get around that once it shows up, because I don't agree with it. Next up, the Mystic of Ba. We have a relatively quite evil human mage. This guy will be our primary spellcaster, assuming he survives. Apparently, he's just in it for the money, and he'll probably go create a new temple once we're done our journey and our adventure. He's just in it for the riches, basically. Next up, we have Christina, the only girl in the party. So I had to give her the craziest body shape there was. She is our other triple class character. She is a female half-elf. So she gets the cleric fighter magic user type. This is one of our 2 clerics. We're actually rather low on clerics, but you'll see. And hopefully it'll work out in the long run. Also, because she's a female, she gets a strength of 17, which kind of sucks. But I may... If it becomes a problem, I'll edit it in. I'll change that up later on. It kind of annoys me, but whatever. We'll see how I go. Normally, male fighters get 18/ some number stats, so we'll see how that goes. Next up, we have Earth Darkness, who is our straight-up human fighter. Chaotic neutral, he's a little bit, doesn't follow the law too much, but overall, not an overall bad guy. You can see his 18's perfect strength and all his stats. You know, he's not very complicated, but he sure knows how to bash things with his weapons. We have Fella McGubbins. The reason that some of these names are cut short is, although you can put 15 characters in, the Gold Box Companion messes up loading save files if they have the wrong letter. So, Fella McGubbins, we just have to remember. He is our human cleric. And just a pure cleric. I wanted to bring one pure of each mage. So we've got a normal fighter, a normal cleric, and a normal mage. No dual class or triple class for them, just to see how powerful they become. Clerics are pretty good in D&D. They can't use bladed weapons, but they can still use armor, and they're pretty solid anyway, so don't worry too much about him. He'll be fine. You don't need a fighter slash cleric. Although, if you're a fighter slash cleric, you get more attacks per round, so there's some benefit, but as I was explaining on the original video, Pool of Radiance it's meant to be human-oriented. It's D&D first edition, so that's what we've got. Finally, we've got Elric of supposedly Melnibon, but I was unable to put in all the characters again, like the same with Phlan McGubbins. So we've got a fighter slash magic user. Now, a pure magic user will have a hard time equipping weapons or even armor. A fighter magic user is a good combo, and one of the things I'm interested in seeing is how the leveling up and spell learning works for our different multi-class mages. We're going to have a pure magic user, a dual-class magic user, and a triple-class magic user, all to find out, all just to see how it works out, just to see how well they keep up with the rest of the team. In case you're wondering, the reason we don't have any dwarves is because all they can be is fighters and thieves, so it's pretty boring. We don't have any gnomes, similarly, because that's all they can pick from, and thieves aren't that big a deal. Halflings, I believe, were the same. So you've got dwarves, gnomes, and halflings. Half of the races are almost useless. Sure, we could have a gnome fighter or a halfling fighter, but they have strength penalties. A dwarf fighter seemed fair, except that, again, there's that racial limitation, and it's meant to be human-centric, so whatever. A dwarf fighter would probably be okay for the first game. It just wouldn't last into the sequels. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin adventuring. Greetings, courageous ones. I am Rolf, appointed by the council to introduce newcomers to the fair city of Phlan. If you will accompany me, I will start the tour. Oh boy! I don't think I've set up the mini-map yet, so give it a minute before I have to get control before I can set that up. Just a sec, sorry. I'm clicking through stuff while I'm recording. Bad. It's going to take me a couple episodes to get the handle of this. You now face an entrance to the Temple of Tyr. There are 3 temples in Phlan: Tyr's, Sune's, and Tempest. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of god names, just let me go. Tyr's is the largest and houses Bishop Braccio. If you will turn around now, you will see the entrance to the passenger dock area we just departed. Few ships dare the perilous passage here, but the council is developing a plan to open up the sea lanes. Please follow me. I think our map might be working now that I'm looking at it. Looks pretty good. Sometimes you have to sync that up. Behind these doors are the special training schools where adventurers increase their skills. Let us now go to the city's most important building. Oh, you can guess what that's going to be. We are just outside the city hall. Proclamations are posted on these walls. Inside, the city clerk awards the council commissions. Commissions are the quickest way to fame and fortune. That's what we want, guys. On your right is one of the entrances to Sune's temple. As with all Phlan's temples, various clerical services are offered inside. On your left is an entrance to the city park. Beyond this gate are the monster-ridden areas of the old city we are slowly preparing for settlement. The council offers a generous reward to those who clear areas of monsters. That's what we want to get. Our tour is ended. Again, let me urge you to apply to the city clerk for a commission. Goodbye and good fortune. Okay, we now have control. So, it does look like the map is working correctly. That's what I want to see. And before we get too far in it, let's rearrange our party just a little bit. Where is it? Alter order. We want to definitely move Earth Darkness, the main fighter, to the top spot. Phlan McGubbins, the pure cleric, is also pretty solid, so he can be the second spot for now. And it's either... Well, the Mystic of Ba needs to be at the bottom because he's the pure mage place. And the rest, the other 3 in the middle... Alucard is the fighter mage thief. Christina... It's going to take me a while to remember exactly what everyone's class is, so forgive me. Christina is cleric fighter mage, and Elric is fighter mage. I'm okay with this setup for now. Yeah, this will be fine. Okay. Also, let's start saving. Save slot A. And do not quit to DOS. Alright. And we can alter the speed. I'm thinking we're fine for now. I want to make sure we can read the messages as they scroll through. Sometimes things are going to skip through a little bit quickly. Apparently this is because of the DOS porting from the Amiga originally. So some things aren't going to work perfectly, but you know, you guys have the power of YouTube. You can pause the video if you need to. That's what I'm going to tell you. We could look at magic and start memorizing stuff. It's probably not a bad idea. Let's see. So, Pure Cleric gets 3 Cleric spells. Let's take this opportunity to have a look at what these do. I'm going to try to remember to do this whenever we learn new spells. So, first level Cleric spells. Let's switch over to one of our journals. It's going to be in the manual or the journal. I think the manual, yeah, the manual has what I'm looking for. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. So, first level Cleric spells. This is for people who don't know anything about D&D first edition specifically. So, we're going to start here. First level clerical spells. Bless can only be used, well, can be used, that's silly, can only be used in camp, or it can be used anywhere. It affects you if you're not in melee. Okay, maybe that's more important. This is the kind of spell you'd like to cast before battle, or in battle before you engage. Assuming you paid attention for my explanation on what Thaco is, you know what that is. +1 to Thaco, +1 morale. Shouldn't matter until we have other NPCs. I don't think this is going to happen very often where morale will matter. The main thing is, it's like +1 accuracy, basically. It's good. It's a really good spell, actually. The whole party gets +1 accuracy. It lasts 6 rounds, which is pretty good, and that's fine. Curse is almost the exact opposite. Just gives the enemies a -1 Thaco. Also pretty good. Cure Light Wounds. In this game, one of the very few spells we have that can heal us. So it's probably useful to have a couple of these. Cause Light Wounds is, again, exactly the opposite. The trick is you have to be within touch range, just like Cure Light Wounds, so it's not a long-range attack, and generally a physical attack is better than Cause Light Wounds, I find. Except that this is kind of magic damage, and you don't have to roll a Thaco the same. It's different. Willpower checks or something for dodging that. Detect Magic is actually really important. When we find loot, it's not identified. In fact, you don't even know if it's magical. So we'll need to be casting this kind of spell to find out if that long sword that the enemies drop is actually useful and needs to be picked up. Protection from Evil is a good one. The main thing here is +2 to AC against evil enemies. A lot of the enemies we're going to fight against are evil. So we've got Bless to hit, and we've got Protection from Evil for chance to miss, basically, or evasion kind of thinking. It works better as your cleric levels up specifically. And unfortunately, it's only single target, right? There is eventually a spell called Protection from Evil 10-foot radius, and that will hit the whole party. But this is a good spell, it's just single target. Protection from Good is the opposite. It's not going to matter too much because we're not going to hit very many good characters. And then Resist Cold. Unless we're fighting enemies that are casting high-level magic, or what are they? Certain dragons. I think white dragons can use a cold breath. This isn't going to happen too much. There might be a couple magic user spells that cause cold damage, but it won't happen very often. So, if we switch back to what we could learn, what did you learn from that? Well, we should probably learn at least one Bless, and probably just focusing on Cure Wounds for now. As we get, well, I'm going to want Detect Magic too. Let's pick that up for now. So we've got one Bless, one Cure Light Wounds, and one Detect Magic. Okay. And that's what we're going to queue up to memorize the next time we rest. Next up, Alucard. Now, some of these will be the same, but I will switch over to demonstrate the magic user spells for first level. Unlike clerics, magic users do not start with all of the spells for their level. Clerics always know all their divine magic. Magic users have to scribe new spells in. I think they also learn one new one per level up. So let's have a quick look at the first level magic user spells. Here we go. Did we have Burning Hands? Let me see. No, we've only got Detect Magic, Read Magic, Shield, and Sleep. We don't have very good spells yet. Burning Hands is not very good, though. 1 point of damage per level of caster. Pretty weak. The only thing is it's good against things like trolls. Trolls regenerate unless they're on fire or on acid. Charm Person is pretty good, but we don't have that yet. Causes an enemy to fight for us, or a few of them. Detect Magic is the same as the clerical spell, basically. Enlarge gives you more strength for the most part. You can read all about that if you want. The main thing is more strength. Reduce makes the enemies less strength, primarily. Friends... It's not the kind of thing I ever use, so I'm not familiar with it very much. Makes them like you. I don't know. It sounds useless. Magic Missile is the traditional level 1 spell. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but every 2 levels the magic user gets more missiles. So they start shooting multiples at those. It gets better. Protection from Evil, basically the same as a Cleric. Same as a Cleric. Read Magic is relatively important. Some spell... I don't know if all scrolls or just some scrolls, but some scrolls you need to cast this spell in order to read them to cast the spells off the scroll. I don't think it's important for every scroll. Shield is another one that's not very useful, I think, in this game. Supposedly negates the effect of Magic Missile and removes armor class against, generally, arrows. I don't know if it's just all around. We might use it, we might not. Shocking Grasp seems a little bit better than Burning Grasp, more damage, except electrical damage isn't as valuable as fire damage. And then Sleep is the good one, basically. Up to 16 targets to sleep for quite a while. I showed you this in the preview battle. Being asleep is a big deal. So this is kind of... It doesn't affect high-level monsters, but in the early game, this is probably the best magic user spell. So, we have Sleep. Let me switch back to my game. So, I will... I mean, you can only memorize 1. So, I guess we'll just memorize Sleep for now. Alucard cannot memorize a whole lot just yet. And that's fine. So the rest of us, the rest of the team, this is our Cleric Mage, Fighter Cleric Mage. I think we'll go the same route for now. I don't expect to need all that much Detect Magic. It's nice to have a couple, but... do we have any different spells? It's probably the same basic setup. Detect Magic here is the magic user version, so... We'll stick with Sleep for now. Early game magic is not that powerful. It's not till we get like fireballs and stuff that it gets much better. This is our Fighter Mage. Again, we'll just learn another Sleep, I suppose. The Clerics can handle Detect Magic for now. Although I only have 2 Clerics. I am a little bit short on Clerics. I would have liked to have 3, but you can't have a Cleric and a Thief at the same time, so I would have tried that if I could. I would have had like a Magic User Cleric Thief, but that's not allowed. So, like, this is why a pure magic user is pretty bad. Right now, Mystic of Ba can only cast 1 spell per resting period, basically. And other than that, he's going to be quite weak. But, he'll get levels up fairly quickly, and then that'll work out. Okay, now just because I've set those to memorize, we can't actually cast them yet. We need to actually rest to learn them. It's going to take 5 hours, and we're not allowed to do that on the... just out in the open, like where we are right now. So, anyway, we learned our magic. We sort of had a quick look at that. Next up, we're going to head... We're not going to go to the slums just yet. We're going to head to the council. The city clerk waits inside to award commissions. We can't walk in through this side. Oh, we could read a proclamation here. Do you guys want to read... what is L a 5? 50. 50 plus 14. So that'd be 64... and 78. C is 100, I believe. So 109 and 59. I'm not very good with Roman numerals, but I think that was how it worked. Let's have a quick look at the proclamations, because I'm interested, right? So the proclamations will be in the journal, and we'll scroll down to those. I think I went right past them. Yep. Okay, so there's a lot of proclamations. Ignore the ones that aren't important right now. So, proclamation LX, well, IV. So, this one. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Be it known that the Council is interested in acquiring information as to the disposition of various formerly living entities rumored to be harassing honest citizens in the vicinity of Valigan Graveyard. A reward is offered to any person who shall travel to said graveyard and return an eyewitness account. Undead. Probably not good for level 1. LXXVIII. Just a little bit further down. Be it known that the council is offering a reward to any person or persons who can provide information as to the disposition of several council agents who have been sent to investigate the unseemly ruins or unseemly happenings in the vicinity of Valhagen Graveyard. So I get the feeling that the council sent some people to go check it out, and then they died. So we have a mission to figure out what's going on and find the people that were sent to find out what had happened. The people who have been sent to find out what was happened have been sacked. CIX. Be it known that the council is offering an inducement to any individual who shall serve in the rescue force of the mercenary band of Tai Malg the Invincible, which has disappeared inside Valhagen Graveyard. I assume he went to rescue the people that went to investigate the graveyard. And LIX, finally. Be it known that the council is interested in reclaiming the remaining blocks of the city of New Phlan. To reclaim said blocks, they must be first cleared of monsters, vermin, and other uncivilized inhabitants. To this end, the council is offering a reward to any person or group who is responsible for clearing any block of the old city. I think that's our first real quest that we have a chance at. I assume we'll get to the graveyard relatively quickly, but, you know, it sounds a little bit more dangerous, right? So let's head on in and talk to some people. You enter the city hall. As you face down the hallway, you see a guarded door. So we don't really want to go into that yet. Oh, wait. That's an exit. Okay. Hold on. Can we talk to people? You are outside the clerk's office. Guards posted around a door in the south wall watch you closely. We'll go to the clerk's office for now. At your entry, the council clerk begins looking through a stack of papers. Before I can offer any commissions, I must see if you are due a current reward. I doubt it. The clerk shuffles through her papers. On the matter of commissions, he says, I can offer the following. The slums immediately to our west need to be cleared of monsters. Sokol Keep on Thorn Island must be cleared. The council is offering a reward for books, maps, tomes, etc., which provide useful information about Phlan before the fall. The reward is tied to the value of the information. These are all the current commissions. Very nice. So we've learned a little bit. We're currently inside the building. What's through this door? We're not allowed through. Halt! We're not allowed. All right. If you refuse these guys, they just kill you. I tested that out off camera. I leave. Yes. All right. Outside the clerk's office. Let's turn around. I'm so glad we've got a mini map. So intercepted by the council guard. Halt. We're not allowed to go through there either, so we can't go hardly anywhere. Good enough. Let's leave that place. Good. Okay, let's explore the town a little bit better. We had a small tour. Let's start with what this is. You're welcomed by a priestess of Joy F. Sune. The priestess Joy. I guess that's her name. Sorry, I would have not guessed that. Do you seek healing? Well, you can get healing. They will cast all kinds of fancy clerical spells for you. But they're not cheap. 350 gold for cure serious wounds, for instance. Raise dead. Let's see. Well, you're not dead. Cast a cure anyway. Yeah, do it anyway. Only 5,500 gold. So early on, dying is a big deal. We do not have enough money for that. Being turned to stone, similarly. Apparently, earth darkness is not stone, so we know that much. Only 2,000 if you get turned to stone. So anyway, point is, these things are very expensive. And that's it. Might as well just leave. Okay. That's all there is in that temple, the way I understand it. Let's, well, the training halls are here. We're not going to be ready for training anyway. Magic users and clerics go to the north. Fighters and rogues go to the east. This would be fighters and rogues. So people are dueling. The arena master asks if you wish to duel. We do not wish to duel. I did check this out as well. They just match you with a character of similar level and equipment, and it's a one-on-one match. So you've kind of got a 50-50 chance, the way I see it. But at least they don't kill you, and if you win, you get some experience. But, you also can look for a couple NPCs that take all your money, so we're not going to worry about that. And if we go to maybe 9 here. This is for rogues, if you want to level up your rogues. This is for fighters. And then up here, we've got magic users to the east on this side and clerics on the west. So once we're ready to level up, that's where you're going to go. Okay, we've handled the top section of the map, for the most part. The number 22 was the docks, right? So passenger dock. Apparently, the only bolt out is going to Sokol Keep. And we probably don't want to go there just yet. So let's not go to Sokol Keep. What's number 3? The Temple of Tyr. I don't know, but maybe they charge slightly less than the last place? I don't know. Let's have a quick look. How much would a raised dead from here cost? Yeah, it's the same price. Good to know. Alright. So, try not to get killed, basically. That's the moral of the story. Speaking of which, in camp, save a... Don't quit. Exit. We're going to have to do that a lot. Alright, let's check out number 23. Bishop Braccio, apparently. The bishop is not receiving visitors. Oh, maybe we could force our way past. No, let's not do that. Later on, we'll visit him, I'm sure. This is a tavern. The air is filled with smoke and gossip. People are gambling at the tables. Does anyone want to gamble? Not really. We don't have much money and we need to buy swords, because we start with no equipment. You overhear Tavern Tale 22. We'll have a look at that. So this should be somewhere not too far below these. Or fairly long way past them. I think they're below the journal entries. Okay, a little bit further. Tavern Tales, here we go. So we're looking for number 22. What did we learn? A vast fortress of kobolds dominates the western tip of the Great Swamp. These normally weak creatures grow to great size, and have extraordinary powers here. I don't really want to go through a whole bunch of Tavern Tales right now, because this episode's going to drag on a little bit as it is. But I'm sure we'll come back later on. Uh-oh. What? A drunken brawl breaks out. We just walked in. We don't even have... We're dead. I'm glad I saved it. This is ridiculous. I haven't even had time to customize anyone yet. Well, our great adventure did not last very long. Alright, well... Christina! There's not much you can do, is there? We haven't even memorized our spells yet. Well, I mean, we can look at what's around us, I guess. Bunch of first level thieves. A corporal. Bunch of corporals. Some aides. Some nomads. I get the feeling that once we have some equipment, we might be able to win this fight. But it's not going to happen. Well, let's see how lucky we are. Exit. The thieves will probably backstab us if we don't kill them. But, oh, we killed one. But they'll kill us pretty quick, too. Plus, there's a bunch of things to the bottom left. It looks like they're fighting each other as well, which is good. I don't know if, like, one of these groups is supposed to be on my side or not. I kind of get the feeling that we're all just... It's just a crazy tavern brawl. But, I mean, so far we're doing okay. Maybe if we had armor on, we'd be alright. And now, I do notice that the text is scrolling a little bit quickly. I might slow that down a little bit. Just so you guys can see what's going on a bit better. It's a little bit crazy. There's so many enemies here. I mean, so far, none of our guys have died. It's pretty good. We're sitting there with no weapons, no armor in the middle of a tavern brawl. Oh no! Mystic of Ba! So, can I change? No, I can't. I can't do what I want to do. Well, we'll just keep fighting. You know, why not, right? A lot of missing. I'm pretty sure we'll die within a turn or two, basically. So maybe the lesson here is don't go to the tavern unless you're ready to get in a huge fight. I wasn't expecting that at all. It's totally a surprise. These old school games, right? There's no turning of... There's no undead. Yeah, there's not much we can do. We're not doing very good at punching these guys either. You gotta have really high strength to punch people and actually hit them for any damage. No, Christina! I mean, it looks like they're trying to kill the nomads behind us, mostly. Maybe like the corporals and the aides are like on our side. I don't know. Maybe. Elric's down. See, you're supposed to bandage people that get knocked down before they die, but I don't think we can because we're surrounded. And Rowan. It wouldn't matter anyway once we're all dead. So we get to see the game over screen. What a good start to my Let's Play. An impossible Tavern Brawl. And that'll do. Everyone's dead, I think. We're just going to watch the AI battle it out now. Looks like maybe we are. Yeah, all our guys are dead. Well, I don't really want to watch this for too much longer. I mean, we can see who's winning. It's going pretty fast. Can I... I set this speed to go even faster. Alright, we did finish. Okay. So, apparently the party found some treasure. I think we basically just died, though. What did we find? We didn't find anything. No, we're just... There's nothing to take. We're all dead. The city watch charges in. Do you run away or stay to confront them? Well, let's just stay now that we're all basically dead. Hey, city guard. Do you stay to fight them or run away? No, run away then. Well, apparently we're alive. Okay. Even with 0 HP, I guess it wasn't for realsies. I'm going to test out a button that I haven't tested out yet. Because there's no way I can afford to heal everybody. We're going to encamp. Now, you can rest, and every 24 hours... Well, we can't rest here, but if you're in somewhere safe, every 24 hours you'll regain 1 HP. But you should be able to... I have an encamp-fix button. Let's see what this does. There, I think everyone's is going to be healed up. Well... Oh, there we go. It just took a second to update. So what I just did is technically probably a cheat, but what I would have had to do otherwise is just reload the game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I have later on in future versions of this Gold Box series, there will eventually be a fix button in Encamp that just automatically has everyone heal each other, whatever clerics you have. It's not in this game, so I'm using the Encamp fix button that I have with Gold Box Companion. Anyway, that was fun. So, lesson learned, don't go to the bar. Let's go to number 12 and see what's over there. Well, let's see what's in 13 first. The shopkeeper greets you. Excellent. We needed a shop. So what do you guys have? Oh, this guy has, like, magical stuff. I don't think these do very much. I think one of the manuals talks about them a little bit, but I don't think they really do a whole lot. So I'm not going to worry about them. Maybe someone in the comments knows exactly what they do. I'm just learning. Ah, arms and armor. This is what we want. Okay. So, this is our big fancy weapon shop that sells all the stuff we're going to do. How much money do we have altogether? Pool, take. We have 478 gold. We got robbed. Okay, hold on. Yeah, sure. Just pool it. Share it. And then exit. Okay, that's going to be a problem. We can't afford... We can't start the game with, like, a quarter of the money we normally start off. I need to save it on a different slot, like J. Quit. Start a game again. Oh, this will have to reset Goldbox Companion, too. That was bad. Load A. I'm glad I saved it. I mean, honestly, I didn't know that... I didn't know what was going to happen there. But I am glad I saved it. Just 1 second, I have to update Goldbox Companion here. Search wizard, A, start search, close wizard. And then reestablish the HUD. I know it shows up for you guys, but it wouldn't update like this right now. There's my HUD. Where's my map? Map is online. Alright, I am back in action. Alright, now, it's reset our where we've explored screen, which is fine. Like, you can see the lighter area on the map. But, yeah, this should have been pre-killed by Tavern Brawl. And let's go to that store again. Was it 13? It doesn't really matter. What I want to do is pool, take. Oh, I guess maybe I didn't need to do that. I thought you started with more than 400 bucks. I'm sure you started with more than 400 bucks. I did a test earlier. Well, maybe I'm crazy. Anyway, we need to buy some stuff, and I guess we don't have very much money. The good news is most of the stuff we need is pretty cheap. Yeah, I guess maybe 400 was all we could do. Now, before we get too far here, because the game doesn't show you the stats on any of these, let me switch to one of our manuals. Let's look. I think the manual is where it's going to be. Scroll down to the bottom, and maybe not. Maybe it was the journal after all. Sorry about that. Try the journal. Alright, here's the stuff we're looking for. Not the glossary. No, a little bit higher. I like charts. Okay, here we go. Armor list. So, when you are comparing armors in this game, plate provides the best armor class, as in the lowest, but banded provides just about as good, with a really good maximum movement. Splint, like this, it's a tier list, basically. The thing is, if you're a thief only, you can only wear up to studded. If you're a mage, you can't wear any. If you're a cleric, you can wear anything. And if you're a fighter, you can use anything. So, the best thing would be a plate plus a shield, because it gives you another -1. That would get you to a 2. Which is pretty good. We're not going to be able to afford plate, though. So, if we switch back, you guys can see plate mail 400, no way we can afford it. We should be able to afford a couple banded, but not for everybody. That's why I thought we started with more money. I thought I had enough for everyone to get banded. Oh, that'll teach me. Anyway, that's our armor plan. I want to get everyone banded at some point. I suppose maybe I'll just start with chain. It's not much cheaper. We might as well just go with banded. Doesn't save much money. And then for weapons, if we go up. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah. I think the prices in the store might not actually be in gold. We'll see when we buy them. They might be in copper or silver, in which case 485 gold is a lot more silver. I mean, it says that's its weight. It doesn't say its price. Okay. So, where was the weapons? There's a big chart of weapons somewhere. Where's my chart of weapons? Here it is. So, one of the things here is there's a lot of weapons. First off, you can see the class. The standard one that everyone uses would be the old longsword, right? This is normal-sized enemies and large-sized enemies. So you can use a longsword in one hand plus a shield. It would do 1 to 8 against normal enemies, 1 to 12 against large enemies. Now, I spent some time looking through this, and unless the game is lying to me, there is a weapon that's one-handed and better than the longsword. Well, against large enemies, the pike awl, it's considered, the plus sign there means it is a polearm. But assuming it actually is one-handed... Wait, no, I meant the trident, right. This thing is definitely better than the longsword against large enemies. Well, yeah, +2 minimum damage. And it's got a lower high range, but a higher low range. So the trident, I figured, is a comparable choice for one hand. I think the highest damage rating is always two-handed swords, and I probably will give our fighter a two-handed sword at some point. Of course, you can't use a shield if you give him that, but, you know, a couple extra damage here, a few extra damage there, it's pretty good. But that's only for fighters. People like the mages can only use, like, a quarterstaff. That's the best they can use. So, let's see what we can do here for buying stuff. Hopefully... I mean, I might spend some time. Anyway, let's find how much a banded mail costs. It says 90. Is it 90 gold, though? Buy. And then exit. Okay. We used to have 485 gold. Now we have 77 platinum. Hold on. My conversions... I don't know my conversions in the top of my head. Where were the conversions for those? A little bit higher up. Okay. A little bit further? I know it's sorry for the confusion here. Platinum is 5 gold. Each one platinum is 5 gold. Okay. So, we now have 388 gold, which makes me think that this one banded mail did cost us. We started with, yeah, actually it did cost us 90, so we're not going to be able to afford a lot of banded mail. That's fine. Next stuff, a weapon. We probably should work on weapons, maybe. Weapons are pretty cheap. Let's see, the bastard sword and the bastard sword, short sword, two-handed sword. I wonder if I should just go with the two-handed sword or stick with the long sword. I mean, +1 AC is a big deal, but we're not going to be able to afford a lot of shields anyway, right? I don't know. I might put a cut here. In fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some time to select out my equipment because I don't know exactly how I want to do it, and I want to compare the stats. Once I've selected what I can spend, I'll let you guys know what I did. So, see you guys back in a minute. Okay, folks. So I've done some equipping and or some purchasing, and we've spent every last penny we brought. Let's leave here, and I'll show you guys what we've got. So, as you may be able to tell from the AC, all fighters have got banded mail. I basically ran out of money for shields completely and weapons. Now, it turns out tridents cost $4, and they're pretty good. And clerics can only use flails. Basically, like I said, no bladed weapons. But a flail is pretty good. And so that was... Phlan is the only one that's fully equipped, basically. He's got a shield, banded mail, and his flail. That's all I wanted to give him. He doesn't have any ranged weapons yet, but we'll worry about that later on. But I figured if anyone should be fully equipped, it should be our cleric, so he can potentially heal us later on. Although he only gets light wounds for now. But the rest of them get... all pike is about the same as a trident, but it was only $3. Or the very handy spear. Spears are cost $1, and they're a 1d6, same as most of the other decent weapons. Of course, our pure magic user... the best he can use is a quarterstaff, also cost $1 or 1 gold coin. And he can't wear any armor at all, which makes him fragile, to say the least. We'll be getting everyone ranged weapons once we can afford it. Now, one thing that I've noticed while I was just messing around here is I really don't like the difference in Thaco and damage based on your strength. Well, I like it, but I don't like the fact that only human male fighters can get the highest stat. And it makes a huge difference. Look at Earth Darkness. 1d6 plus 7 and 17 Thaco. Compare him to another fighter. Now this is 1890. That's almost up to 18-100. And that's 1 less Thaco and 3 less damage. Although the Trident might have +1 damage compared to the All Pike. Or our female fighter loses a ton of strength. We're a whole Thaco behind. So what I'm going to do now... I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but I decided I would because this is too big of a difference for me to be happy with. I'm going to pull up Goldbox Explorer. We're going to go to Christina specifically. And then I have to turn this on for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. This is our character editing screen. And we're going to switch her to 1800. I actually don't know how that works. I don't know if I need to type in 100. Probably 100, to be honest. And then... I hope I didn't need to save first. Hold on, let's not apply that yet. Hold on. I didn't save after I bought all my stuff. In cap, save, no. Alright. Character editor, Christina. So, sorry, you might not have seen me save it there. I have to turn this off. 18-100. That's maximum strength for a fighter. I know half-elves might have a lower setting, but, you know, whatever. Apply changes, see what happens. This is kind of my first time testing some of this stuff out, too. So it did apply it, and her stats... Oh, man, this character editor is beautiful. Okay, we'll do that to the rest of them. Now, unfortunately, Phlan, I can't do that to... Well, I could, but I'm not going to, because clerics don't get that strength buff anyway. I just don't think the racial / female... downgrade. Oh, I forgot to show you again. So, what I was saying was, clerics do not get higher than strength 18, but any fighter, I mean, I think I've just sort of decided it's going to make a bit of a difference. It's not like it's going to make the game super easy, but we might as well do it. Apply changes. We've also got, we did Christina already, and then Elric, we'll give him, say, maxed out. Apply changes. Alright, and that should just make it a little bit nicer. I figured, seeing as the females got that horrible stat change, so there you go. 18-100, 18-100, 18-100. Okay. Everyone that's a fighter now has their proper strength. That's basically why I brought so many fighters. As you may have noticed, we haven't learned a lot of spells for the clerics and the mages at level 1. It's difficult. You got to have a lot of fighters to have any chance. So I'm glad that worked out so easily. Let's try to finish exploring the town before I end the episode, seeing as it's already been over 30 minutes. Let's check out the rest of the shops. Shopkeeper greets you, blah, blah, blah. What do you have for sale? Okay, we might have already looked at this one. Exit. Either that or they're just duplicate shops. Go to number 11 here. Oh, that's a tavern. Oh, no. Oh, no. Run away. Run away. No. Run away. Tavern Tale 4. Okay, we'll read Tavern Tale 4, seeing as we managed to not die. Let's go. We're in the journal. Scroll up to journal. Tavern Tale number 4. An English lord commandeers one corner of the bar to lecture the ultimate range of his adventures. The crowd ignores him. That's all that Tavern Tale was. So that wasn't terribly useful. But now you know. Oh, wait, sorry. Can't see my my version of the map. Alright, number 14. What's this? Silver items. Sure, have a look. Okay, these are pretty expensive, and a fine composite bow is super expensive. I bet you silver works against, like, vampires and stuff, probably. Actually, if I remember correctly, the way D&D works is a lot of enemies require either a magical weapon, like a +1 type of weapon, to even hit them. Like, magical enemies are completely immune to non-magical weapons. And I think silver weapons may ignore that. 13 is another general store. All the ones that say 13 are general stores, so that's good to know. But a 14 was the weapon shop. No, silver shop. And a 12 is the armor shop. I think they all sell the same stuff, honestly. In the later games, we'll have more different stores with a variety of stuff. But yeah, they all sell the same thing. So that doesn't matter too much. 12 is arms and armor again. Lots of armor shops. An inn. Here we go. Do we actually... It costs 5 gold. We can't rest to learn our magic because I didn't save enough money. Oops. So 10s are inns. We've actually explored the majority of the store here. What's the 15, though? Happen to read that there's something behind this store. You can... No, just don't give me anything. I want to see what's back here. Jewelry sale. Okay. So... Okay, they sell fancy stuff. I think all this is for is that much gold is very heavy, so you basically transfer it into jewelry and carry it around if you can't carry your money because your people aren't strong enough. I think that's all that means. And then you sell it back to get gold later on. Inns, lots of inns. There's an inn down here, another inn. And number 4, what's this going to be? Oh, Temple of Tempest. Okay. So this is our 3rd temple. I assume they charge the same as everyone else. It was about 5,500. Yeah, so the temples all seem to do the same thing. Not that big a deal then. And then the center here should be the city park. Isn't that a lovely park? And that's basically it. There's some stuff in the town hall that we can't get to right now. Mate, there might be one thing. Gotta be careful when you walk by the city hall. It drags you into a lecture. What's in 23? Did we go here? Oh, Braccio, right. The guy that wouldn't let us talk to him. Alright, we just gotta leave. Alright, so... Oh, he teleported us to the other side, too. That's annoying. What about this? Tavern, right. There's a couple taverns. I've learned my lesson. I think that's it for this town. We've been everywhere we need to be. We need more money. but we're going to have to go battle to get it, basically. Oh, I couldn't even learn my spells, so I think that'll do for this episode. I'm going to record another one right away before I start uploading these, because I want to at least have some dungeoneering down. But I think this covers the introduction slash equipping episode, and next time we'll start clearing out the slums. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know how stuff is sounding and looking, because this is a sort of an experimental recording setup for me, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.